Welcome, new YouTube video, and I'm going to showcasing my whole strategy whilst doing a backtest session. Definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment your questions down below. I'm happy to go over them and answer them as good to my ability. All right, let's dive into the session. I will share some links as well in the description to my TikTok, Instagram, and Telegram channel where I do daily market updates prior to the London session. All right, let's dive in and see if we can find some nice trades during this backtest session. So starting on the 4 hour, we can see that structure is pretty bearish. We can see market structure coming into areas like this, pushing down. Again, market structure coming into potential areas over here as well and starting to step down. So we can clearly see that our external structure is bearish, internal structure is stepping down bearish as well. And that's quite interesting. But what we also have to take account of is that when we're stepping down so clean, that there are loads of sellers all the way in this area are currently in profit. So let's see if we can identify some more liquidity points. We can clearly see that there is a trend line building towards the upside, which at some point will be taken out because, yeah, this is where the third touch of a trend line is where a fair amount of sellers will enter the market. What we also can see is that we had a huge area of liquidity over here with all those wicks thrown around, and we have taken out that liquidity and then starting to reverse into this 4 hour bearish range. Does that mean that price is just going to go up again or down again? I don't know. I'm not here to predict the market. I'm just here to make the best of my analysis, find liquidity points, and my strategy will show me and showcase that on 1,000 trades I will be profitable, but maybe on 10 trades I won't be profitable. That's how trading works. It's a probability game. All right, let's dive into the more lower time frames, so the hourly. Those gray areas that you can see are the Asian sessions, and you can see how often the low gets taken out, then the high gets taken out. The low gets taken out, the high gets taken out, right? We can see it time and time again. Why is that? That has everything to do that the Asian range is a major pool of liquidity. It doesn't always is like that. We can see that here we didn't sweep the Asian low, we just moved up, but in most cases it will sweep both sides. All right, let's see if we can find something here as well. What I can see on the hourly is that we have a POI over here where price has trading into. We even have a pool of liquidity that has been taken out. This is a typical smart money concept area where they will be looking for buys. They wait for price to come in, doing a bullish break of structure, coming into the last area and going for buys into this POI order block as well. Let's see if we can find something here. So we know we have this trend line over here all the way to down here. We do have bearish order flow into the market. What is the 15 minutes showing me? We have to jump into the right UTC, which is almost far outside of the session. And we can see that we had a bullish reaction from here and then jumped back bearish. So for me, this is already out of the session, so we'll jump into the next session anytime soon. But I want to showcase you, sorry, that you can see that the 5 minute is making a low, a lower high, a lower low, and then breaking bullish, inducing what? Smart money traders to go long from this area, taking them out. We might see a push down. Well, we saw a push down. We respected this area, but I could not care too less. Let's jump into the new session. We took them all out. That's for sure. Interesting enough. All right, so we have a new bearish 4 hour range. Let's jump into the 4 hour. We have a last high and we have our new low. So we have a bearish break of structure over here, showing us that the 4 hour is bearish again. External range and internal range we're currently trading in. Let's see what the Asian session is telling us and if we can catch something of a trade. So what we can see for the hourly is that we had a high, we had a low, we had a high, and we had a lower low. So what we do have is a bullish break of structure over here. And this is inducing buyers from this area. They think a reversal might be happening, and it could be happening. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to predict the market. Let's see if we can find something over here. All right, what I do see is that bearish order flow is getting pretty strong. So we do have an area of interest over here. We have a point of interest over here. And we can see that every time it mitigates one of those POIs, we're stepping down. Mitigating one of those POIs, potentially stepping down. Here is the bullish break. Last high, made the last low. Interesting. We also can see is that we have some form of a support resistance area over there. Let's see what price is going to tell us. All right, taking out that high. Still not interested in any of this. As you can see, we're creating a major support area over here, inducing buyers. We have a sweep of that support. We could see, it depends on what the 1 minute is showing us. Look, we could see sellers getting induced from the last POI, right? We see a push up. Now we're coming down. We're breaking bearish market structure. This is a potential area where loads of sellers are coming in. This looks like a trap for me. So I might be interested in taking any longs over here. So let's see how that will play out. Entering over here. I really want to make sure I cover this area, and I might be covering till here. So 16.6 stop loss, which is huge. And we're going to target a 1 to 2, which I mainly do. Let's see how this stuff is going to play out. Put it back on the 5 minutes so it won't take too much time. Place the order, save. All right, let's see. All right, this is an area where I'm going to de-risk my trade, meaning I put my stop loss under this low. It did hold the support, but let's see if it swept this low, which it did. So that's very good to see. It's an inducement happening over here. Take out the low and price starting to move in its initial direction. Pretty interesting. Getting up more. Okay, in this case, we can see that price is pushing down, and I don't want to be risking any more at this point. So I'm going to break even. If it hits my break even, I'm completely fine with it. If it's pushing up, I'm also fine with it. So risk-free trade. We went in against the majority. Let's see if it's going to continue in our direction. It did. And take profit is hit. And this is a perfect example of seeing how these early London hours, so the Frankfurt Open is trapping buyers in, then it's inducing sellers by coming into the last 1 minute POI, breaking bearish. Sorry. You can even see, right, that price came into the last 1 minute area, gave a bearish reaction from that area, and then starting to push up again. This is what we call a so-called smart money concept trap. So pretty interesting trade. Played out pretty well, but let's see how the next session will play out. Going to the next London session. It nearly, you can call this luck, and it is luck. I mean, of course, we're targeting certain liquidity areas, but there is never a good place to put your take profit, or a bad place. It's just following your plan. It could easily went to here and all the way down. This stuff just happens. So yeah, there's no good or bad in this scenario. Going back to the 1 hour, and we can see that currently it's pretty interesting because we had a major reversal, and we can see that from this reversal, from this area, price is starting to push down again. But what do you think is going to happen again from this POI that I marked out already? This POI is inducing buyers because they see break of structure, bullish trend towards the upside, and they think if we see a bullish break over here, so for example, we see price breaking this bullish structure, they have the confirmation to go long. They will enter from the last POI somewhere over here, expecting price to do something like this, make a new high, come down, and trade all the way to there. But we have to understand that our 4 hour is still bearish. We're trading in our external range, which is bearish on the 4 hour. As we can see over here, we just had a reversal into that 4 hour, and we might be seeing a new inducement of buyers, which we might can and target, right? So interesting enough, what can we see even more? We have bullish order flow currently. We have a trend line build up towards the underside. So all I'm looking for, to be honest, is liquidity to be taken out, buyers to get induced, and then we can do the opposite and target those buyers with a sell. But let's see, because we might not even see something like that. We do have support resistance flip over here. We do have resistance up here as well. So we have to take account of the liquidity that's resting everywhere, right? What else do we have? We have a very steep trend line. So we do have liquidity resting on both sides. Now it's just waiting for one side to be taken. And honestly, I'm not going to look for buys. I'm only going to look for sells because it's just following the higher time frame narrative. Price pushes up, takes out the trend line, takes out the resistance area, as you can see over here. Let me put the lines perfectly. You can see that we have taken this out. So for me, this could already be an interesting way or an interesting potential entry. On live occasions, I would be entering on the sweep. Well, we're currently not live. So yeah, a little bit not too good of a... This is where the liquidity lies. This is where the buy orders are in the market. So 1.4 risk to reward for me isn't worth it. So I will be targeting for 1 to 2, but I will manage accordingly, meaning that I will manage my trade going to break even at certain points because I just want to be sure I'm not going to be taken out and then price is going to move up again. All right, let's put the order in, place the order, save. Let's see. Price pushes up, taking out that liquidity and starting to move down. Not so sure what will happen, still in, could be stopped out, and we're stopped out. What's going to happen next? Price is starting to melt again. News. Let's see if it's going to move in the initial direction, right? Because that's the most important thing for us to understand. Is it going to go up or down? Was our bias correct here? Let's jump into the next London session to see. All right. So what happened is that we took those buyers out with this wick and then price starting to slowly move up again. This stuff happens, it's okay. Honestly, we have a win, we have a loss. It's just, we don't know in what order our trades will be. But let's make a new analysis. Let me put everything away from the chart. And let's start with a fresh chart to make a new good analysis. 4 hour chart, what can we see? Still, currently we are in this bearish range. Does that mean that we only have to look for sells? Of course not. We can definitely look for buys. But we have to understand where price currently is. So what do we have over here? We have our major POI. This is where loads of sellers will come into the market, that's for sure. We can even see that we have form of trend line building up here as well. This is, of course, the ultimate smart money concepts idea, right? Build up of liquidity, taps into POI, melts down. But let's see if we can maybe trade into that POI. Let's see if we can find something for today. We have the trend line build up. We don't have any resistance areas. I mean, we do have, but it's a major one. But let's mark it out. We do have a resistance area. We do have an inducement over here. We took out these lows. So we have some form of a big sweep on a higher time frame narrative, meaning we could be up for a big push towards the upside, but we don't know, right? We're not here to make assumptions. So what can we see? I see equal lows printed over here. I can see price is stepping up bullish break of structure as well. We do have a new support area, which is over here. I see lows over there. So this is why I'm doing multiple time frames, because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. We do have a support area over here as well. We do get that bullish break of structure on the 5 minutes internal as well. Let's see what is going to happen. Take out the trend line. Boom. Going towards the upside. Coming into the major. All right, so this is just a trade missed. Well, there is just simply not a trade for me here. We just came into that area. Bearish reaction, look at that, and then probably it will pull up or not. Let's see. Well, who cares? Let's jump into the next session, delete everything that we have done. Next London session. As you can see, news spiked it all out. We broke, so to say, 4-hour market structure. But was it a break of structure or was it a sweep of liquidity? Because remember what I said in the beginning, we have bearish order flow all the way towards the downside. So there are so many people currently selling from these areas that all those stops that resting above here has to be taken out at some point, which it did. Pretty clean. So we could be up for another push towards the downside. Why? We have collected fuel for the market to make that major push towards the downside. But let's see what the market is offering us and if we can find any entries. All right. We do have a wick over here, a wick over there, so there might be a support area over here, which could be interesting, definitely, because it's on the 1-hour time frame that holds some major significance. Do we have a trend line build up as well? We do have a trend line build up here as well. So buyers are getting induced. We have that 4-hour bullish break of structure, which is inducing, again, loads of buyers. They think we see a change of character in the market, but what we very often see is that price just wants to push down even more. But who knows, right? Again, we're not here to predict the market. We're only here to see if we can catch some nice trades that are following with our plan. What do we have? We have support and resistance. Let's see if we can find some more interesting things. We can see an inducement, push down, inducement, push down, inducement, push down. Not too keen yet. We sweep. Not too interested yet. What's the timing? 8. All right. Let's see. Look, this resistance area of the support area turned into resistance area. Now has doing some form of a break and retest, but we have taken out those equal highs over here, as we can see. So I might be entering on a sell. I might be entering on a sell over here. Why? Well, simple reason is that we are inducing buyers. We still have our support area. We still have the trend line. And in my opinion, we still have the 4-hour bearish. This stop loss may be and might be a little bit too high. I really need to target for a 1 to 2. That's what works the best for me. That's what my data tells me. Let's see if we put this trade in, how it will play out. All right, reacts from that support again. I'm not worrying too much here. Let price do its thing. All right, take out of the trend line. This is definitely for me the reason to move my stop all the way to here, de-risking my trade, make sure I'm not losing too much anymore. I'm happy to go on, and price just simply melts all the way down, coming again into the last area of interest, which is somewhere here, giving that bullish reaction, the illusion that buyers wants to get in. I'm going to move my stop loss onto break even. For me, it's not necessarily to lose any more. And does price pull back all the way, or does it take me out? All right, it takes me out, which is completely fine. Break even trade so far, but you can see how the market reacts, how it's inducing all those other traders, all those other participants in the market, and it's taking them all out. This trend line here, this sweep, it's so obvious. It's so obvious, to be honest. And that it hit my break even, I really don't care. You can see that we had a win, we had a loss, and we had a break even. So to sum it all up, we had every event that we could have taken. We had, right? So interesting enough, our account grow, I think we started on 110 with 1.1% in 4 or 3 trading days, which is completely fine. In live markets, honestly, I'm entering a bit better. I'm literally entering on the sweep, but with backtesting, I really like to do it this way. This is how I do my backtesting. But this shows me that what I'm doing is profitable. I did this whole backtesting thing for 2 years, 1 hour a day. So I proved to myself I'm profitable. Then I went to a live account, then I went to funded accounts, and this is how you slowly need to scale up. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I see happening, is that when people start trading, they want to jump into those challenges. They want to make the potential money that a challenge or a funded account can make you. But the harsh scenario, the harsh truth is that the majority is losing, right? This is how those props are making their money. They're making their money on people that lose their challenge and keep believing in the dream. And you should believe in the dream, but you have to understand that you have to turn consistently profitable before you could take the challenge, right? It's not about putting money in the pockets of those prop firms. It's about putting the money into your pockets, and therefore you have to get consistently profitable. How do you achieve it? Follow a strategy, get a mentor, follow a course, I don't care. Put that strategy to work, backtest that strategy till you're profitable, forward test it on a live account, and when you're profitable for 2, 3, 4 months on that live account, now you can capitalize on prop firms. And this is the way you should approach trading. And what I see and how I personally did it is the other way around. I started with challenges, think I could make the easy money. This is so far from the truth. This is not how it's working. You will lose, lose, lose. I lost over 20 accounts. I've almost blown my live account. But the thing is, when I started with my live account came into massive drawdown. But then slowly I started to see more green days. I started to see that my strategy was working. It gave me confidence, and that's how I build it up. And now you can see the way I trade. I don't care about a loss. I don't care about a win. I don't care about a break even. This is the way you should approach trading. I hope sincerely that this video helped. I can understand that you have lots of questions. Definitely watch my other YouTube videos where I go over market structure, liquidity, give some examples of some live trades I took, some losses as well, some wins, because I'm here to be honest. I'm not showing only wins. I don't believe that only showing wins is the real way. You have to show your losses too, because every trader have losses. And if you don't share your losses, how honest are you? That's my opinion. But I hope you've learned something on the way I trade, my thought process, how I approach the market. And if you feel it too, if you're interested, well, hook me up on one of my socials. Happy to get the conversation going. And definitely watch my other YouTube videos and my market updates in Telegram channel. Thank you very much for watching and wish you a very nice day. Take care and cheers.